What is up, my Lorcana Goons, and welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. My name is Kevin, and you're watching the Monday Weekly Market Watch, where we go over Lorcana news, meta trends, and card prices. How are you guys doing, my Goons? I hope you guys had an awesome start to your Azurite C opening weekend. It was pretty cool, and we also got some big tournament data. I'm sure you guys have seen the videos from Lorcana Villain, especially even myself. I just dropped a video going over 20 deck lists that you can see that were doing well at tournaments this weekend, and now we're starting to see some prices change in the meta. Nothing too crazy, but I do want to give you guys an updated price guide on set 6, because really we're gonna see how much the prices fell from Friday to Monday. But first, I do want to say like, comment, and subscribe if you're a Lorcana Goon. Thanks to everyone who's been supporting on Patreon and as a YouTube member. It means a lot, and if you want to keep supporting, hit that subscribe button. Buy the Lorcana Goon shirts down below, link in the description for all this stuff. I want to start off today by talking about this Robin Hood Sharpshooter, though, because it has been going up in price. Lowest verified today is now 170 by Astral Trading. Before that, though, there are some non-verified sellers who have it for around 150. But the point is that this card is more than $100 now. Most recent sales are a little bit less, though. 120 is around the range of what they were selling for, and they haven't really sold since last week. But there's only a couple listings left, so expect to see more listings soon. So I do think if you can sell it for more than 120, try and get rid of those right now. But if you're opening some Azurite C this week still, you're probably wanting to chase one of these enchanted rares. The most expensive one right now is Tiana, the restaurant owner. I really wish they would have given her a different name, because she's in her princess outfit here, you know. But the point is that Tiana, restaurant owner over here, is going to be selling for 180 today. Lowest verified is Journey End Games. They have one right there ready for you. That's shipping included. And you know, the most recent sales data is going to go ahead and showcase that price of 180. And then yesterday we had some sales for 185, 195, 213 for two of them. So if you paid more than 200 for this card in opening weekend, right now they're going to be a little bit less, alongside some of these other enchanted rares like Baymax, the personal healthcare companion. Lowest verified for this enchanted is now 142. Ooh, check this out. This fell from 193 to 140 in a matter of a week. Pretty crazy to see. Only been 3 days since the 15th, and it's already as low as 140. The card's not that good. Let's be real. Like, you can't really play this card in the meta, but it's Baymax. It's Baymax. So if Baymax ever comes down to less than $100, a very cheap price, then I'll pick them up just because they're Baymax. You Came Back is one that is pretty expensive. Not that much sales data though. Most recent sale is yesterday at 110, and a couple other sales selling at 100, 120 around there. There's only 3 listings left though, which is pretty interesting to see. And 145 is now the lowest verified by the Funk guys. I've heard a lot of people say this card's actually really good, and not to sleep on this card. And if it does become a relevant meta action, then maybe the enchanted rare, you know, might be pretty important and might start going up. But now let's talk about some meta cards from the set. So this is the most expensive legendary you can pull from the Azurite C. It's a Maui Half Shark, and the pull rates for this card are kind of ridiculous. Like, I've seen people say they opened up like 2 cases and they've pulled 2 Maui Shark. You know what I mean? I've opened up maybe just 1 box, and in general maybe like a trove or 2, and I didn't pull a single Maui Shark. We were able to sell a lot of boxes at the booth, which was really good, in troves. But in general, I've just heard that this card is hard to pull, hard to find also. So today they are selling for as low as $28 for the lowest non-verified by Geek Arcadia. Lowest verified is going to be Air Fairy Gaming for $29.99. So it's about a $30 legendary. Not too bad. You know, it is being featured in some of the Ruby Sapphire decks that people have been covering on their channel, or that have been doing very well in tournaments. I'm seeing a lot of people also want to try this out in their Ruby Amethyst lists. Shout out Steadfast, a very, very cool friend of mine, very good friend of mine. He ended up making a video on his red purple burn deck that plays Maui Shark, which is really cool. So be sure to go check out that video. Cold foils for the new set are still commanding a hefty price though for some of these legendaries. The Maui Shark lowest verified is $47.77, and most recent sales are around that price, $48.99, $48.95, more than $45, almost $50 for your cold foil Maui Sharks. Galactic Inkland, Ziggs Card House has them at around $49, and there's only 12 listings available, you know. But as we know, the set does hit the big box retailer stores very soon, and more cards will be released into the public, right? So Simba Pride Protector, this other legendary right here, coming down to $20. This was selling for way more than 20 in the opening weekend, and now lowest verified is Castaway Trading, $20 with $1.50 shipping for your Simba Pride Protectors, which has been doing pretty well in some aggro decks. Cold foils are $30 from non-verified sellers, Treasure Trove. And if you want a verified seller, Spellbound Texas, $33 for your cold foil Simba Pride Protector Yzma, coming down to less than $10. This was selling for like $15 on Friday, and today Galactic Inklands has them for $9, $8.98 with shipping included. They have 3 of them for you, and the cold foils are pretty cheap as well. These are basically the price of the non-foils were on Friday. On Friday, you were buying these non-foils for more than $15, and today the cold foils are 14, 15. And I think that's honestly pretty cheap. Not a single seller has more than one though, so you got to buy them all from different sellers, but they do have shipping included, and I think this card is actually not bad. I've been seeing a lot of people play this in their green purple decks, and if you look at the videos that I was talking about where people cover tournaments, you'll see that this is in fact a meta impacting card, and maybe $14 might be a little cheap for this one. Just want to throw that out there. Tiana Restaurant Owner, this one's cool. This one's kind of has been sticking around its price point of $10+ since Friday, so this one didn't fall too much. So if you bought these on Friday, then they're pretty much the same price, if not a little bit more. 1126 is those verified by Galactic Inklands for your Tianas, and cold foils are only about $4 or $5 more. 1674 by Never Grow Up, and then 1675 by MLPS Card Exchange. So I think if you're getting the Tianas at $11, you might as well just pay $5 more for the shiny Tiana. I think that's pretty cool. It's not the enchanted, but that's still a pretty good deal. The Armored Companion Baymax falling from $15+ to $11 by Spellground Texas right there. I don't think this card really has a place in the meta either. I think people just want to collect Baymax. So I do think that this card is going to continue to fall in price. Cold foils are $19.66. It's going to be a $20 cold foil by Game On 2, lowest verified. Oswald is commanding a decent price as a legendary, around $20, $17.99 by EAG Trades right here, and then Galactic Inklands has 7 of them for you for $17.99 as well. So less than $20 for your Oswalds, and if you have a cold foil Oswald, wow, they're only about $5 more, which again I think is a pretty interesting difference. Gulf Coast Hobby $22.95. I at this point just pay $5 more for the shiny Oswald than the non-shiny Oswald in my opinion, especially because the cold foils are always gonna just have a better value at the end of the day. You can get this Oswald as a D23 promo, but those are like $100 still. In all the lists that we saw, I don't think people were really playing Oswald though. Just want to throw that out there. But hey, it's still the first week. The meta's wide open. I still want people to prove me wrong and prove that Oswald is a good card, right? Wreck-It Ralph Ham Hands still selling for $8 by Galactic Inklands, and cold foils, 20 of them right there ready for you, only about $5 more. Unplugged Game Store has them for $12 with $1.30 shipping for Ham Hands, Wreck-It Ralph, Jasmine, Royal Commodore. Ooh, all these legendaries just falling less than $5. Hilltop TCG $4.27 with $1.27 shipping. So about a $5 legendary non-foil and a $10 cold foil by Jay Rogers for your Jasmine. And then we all know the deal with the Hades and the Hercules. I'm not even going to spend too much time on these guys because these are the Gontus of the set. It's crazy because that term came because we had one Gontu in that set. And this set we have 2. I guess you could look at it as like Gontu and Taka because those were the first 2 really bad legendaries from the first chapter. So this is Gontu, this is Taka, right? But I feel like Taka at least was kind of playable. Oh, this set actually gave us a third Taka, a third Gontu, right? Because we have Genie, the wonderful trickster, which has now fallen to as low as $4 with $1.27 shipping. Yeah, this card is just not it. This is not the Genie you want to pull. Wow, and then look at this. Cold foils are $6. Cold foils and non-foils for this card are pretty much the same price. That's how mid this card is. It's $4 with $1.27 shipping for the non-foil and $6 with shipping included for the cold foil. And it's to the point where Sunshine Games has 3 of them for you. Wow, you can buy 3 of them from one person basically for $1 more than the non-foil. Now this Genie though, it's funny now, this Genie, the rare Genie, sells for way more than the legendary Genie. Check this out, this Genie just shot up in price this weekend. A lot of the deck lists that have been talked about that have been doing very well from this weekend's big tournaments, a lot of them are playing Genie, whether you're playing Amethyst Steel or Ruby Amethyst or even something like Hyper Aggro, Yellow Purple. If you're playing a purple deck, you're probably playing this Genie now. He is evasive, he quests for 2/4 stat line. When you play him, you draw a card, so that's always really good. Lets you basically cycle a card, replaces itself, and he has evasive, which means he can contest Diablo. Diablo is such a crazy threat in the meta. Now you have a 4 cost character that you can respond with. It's going to be selling though for $7, almost $8 actually. Lowest verified is 673 with $1.27 shipping by Jugger Collectibles, and they have 2 of them for you. After that, it jumps up to $8 with $1 shipping, almost $9 by Discollect, and then Max Gaming, they got 21 of them for you right there if you want to buy multiple playsets for your collection for whatever reason. Cold foils are $20. This cold foil rare is $20. That's more than most of the legendaries in this set, by the way. Galactic Inkland's gonna have it for $19.98. They have 3 of them for you ready to go. Isn't it crazy how this cold foil is almost as expensive as the Oswald cold foil? That's what I'm saying. Like maybe look into cards like Oswald as a cold foil. Let's talk about Lilo, the Escape Artist. The lowest verified is $8 today, so as an $8 super rare, not too bad. It was kind of hard to pull Lilos. I only pulled 1 Lilo from the 1 box that I cracked open. That's kind of the ratio that I'm seeing is like 1 Lilo per box, 1550 lowest verified for the cold foil by Funktronic Rex for your Lilo Escape Artists. Not bad. I want to talk about Calhoun the Goon going up in price very much so this week. Lowest verified is now $547 with shipping included by Play to Win Games. And if you want a cold foil Calhoun, there's only 8 listings left, and they're $12 by Galactic Inklands. They have 2 of them ready for you to go, and Cupcakes Cakery has 13 of them ready for you to go. But I don't know if you want to pay more than $10 for this cold foil. It's a great card, don't get me wrong, but it's still very much early into the format. We talked about Diablo on Friday because they pretty much sold out. There was no Diablos on TCG Player, and this week we're able to find them. At one point over the weekend, like on Saturday night, the only listing for Diablo was like $22, and nobody was really going to buy that one, I don't think. But as you can see here throughout the weekend, plenty of Diablo sales happening for around the $8 mark, which is nice to see. $7.30, $7.90, $8.50 right there, $7.90, $8.99. So less than $10, but getting very close to that $10 mark for your cold foil Diablos. $7.99 is the lowest verified by EAG Trading, and there you go. Galactic Inklands again has multiple of them for you ready to go. Shout out you guys for having some awesome deals. That's them deals right there. Love to see it. And the non-foil Diablos are like $2, bro, because you got to pay $1 plus the extra shipping cost. So that's pretty much a $2 uncommon from the set. Same goes for Sail the Azurite Sea. This common sells for at least $1. At least $1. And the cold foils are like $10. Check this out. Lowest verified is going to be Game Center, $9 shipping included. Then it jumps to Cindercat Games. There you go. That's also $10. So it jumps from 9 to 10 very quickly. Lowest non-verified though, if you want to save a little bit of money, Jack Games right there has 2 of them for you. $8.93 for your cold foil Sail the Azurite Sea. And the non-foils, you're probably gonna have to pay $1 each for this card because it's very popular. We Could Be Immortals is an interesting card. This card was selling for a little bit more than $3 this weekend. Selling for $266, $265, $269 with that shipping cost, right? Absurd Kraken Cards has them for $265 with $1.27 shipping. For a cold foil that I don't think people really play. I just think people want the artwork because it's Big Hero 6 related. So that's some pretty cool bulk foils to look into if while you're picking through your bulk and stuff for any fellow vendors. Pluto the Guard Dog is making big waves in the meta. Pretty much every Amber Steel deck list is playing this card now. So the uncommons are going to be about $1, and the cold foils are now basically $5 or more. Top deck TCG $4.19 with $1.27 shipping. Galactic Inklands kind of has the same situation going on right there, and then Fuzzy Chaos Shop has the lowest non-verified $3.50 with $2 shipping. So it's about a $5 cold foil for your Pluto Guard Dogs, and like I said, the non-foils are just about $1 though. Basil is about a $2 cold foil, so there's some good cold foils you might want to put to the side. Almost $3. Yeah, Galactic Inklands $1.98 with $1.27 shipping for your cold foil Basils. The White Rose, these are going to be around $3. Game Center has them for $2 with an extra $1.27 shipping. This card being very popular in the Amethyst decks, whether you're playing an Amethyst aggro deck like Amethyst Steel or Red Purple aggro, or maybe you're playing something like Hyper aggro Yellow Purple and you're just shoving in 4 goats, 4 White Rose, 4 blue in the deck so you can just gain as much lore as possible as fast as possible. And a lot of these cards are as cold foil, I think, are really good. And I was having this conversation with a friend at Locals, and I feel like I have this conversation on the Market Watch very often. It is very hard to pull cold foils in this game. Like good cold foils, actually. Let me rephrase that, because I mean, you're guaranteed a cold foil in every pack, right? But like good playable cold foils, like they don't come around very often in boxes and packs, bro. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. Like it makes sense to me how a card like Sail the Azurite Sea is $10 for a cold foil, even though it's a common, because it's so hard to pull one. You maybe you pull one from a box, maybe even 2 from a case, but but that's if you're lucky. Like it's playable cold foils don't come around very often, bro. Cards like Brawl, like meta staples that are common and uncommon, Dog, Dwarves Mind, Prepare Your Bot. Like these are all cards that I feel like are extremely cheap. And like I don't remember the last time that I pulled like one of these like playable cold foils. Like whenever if I look through like all of my bulk of cold foils from packs that I've cracked, most of them are just unplayable, which is actually hilarious. So I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the cold foil market in Lorcana is a little undervalued, because I just never see. Not only do I not see people parting ways with good cold foils, but man, you just don't pull good cold foils in in these packs. Anyway, another good cold foil you might want to look into is Prepare Your Bot, which is pretty good. Only about $1 today, 50 cents with that 127 shipping. And I'm pretty sure we're going to start seeing some wacky gameplay with this card very soon in red blue. We've already seen this in one tournament deck list from the video that we covered, so make sure to go check that out, which I think was pretty cool. But some other meta cards that have been coming down in price and are still coming down in price, like Beast Tragic Hero. I want to go over this because lowest verified today is 33.50 by Level Up Games MD. Not too bad for your non-foil beasts. Diablos are less than 30 bucks today. These are going to be 26.40 by Level Up Games MD. Shout out you for having these low prices. Less than $30 for your Diablos. Lucky Dimes have been coming down in price. These were closer to $15, and now you can get them for around $12. Gigabytes Cafe has them for $11.19 for your Lucky Dimes. We also have the Queen's Castle just coming down in price. I swear these were closer to $10, and today you can find them for $6. They have 3 of them right here by Pokey Clutch Cards, and also we have another seller right here, Level Up Games again. Shout out you. They have 6 of them for you, 624 shipping included. So if you want to place it, you get them all from the same seller. A lot of Amethyst Steel was doing very well this weekend, opening weekend. The multiple tournaments across the world, Europe and America, multiple Amethyst Steel decks in those top cuts, and I'm pretty sure most of them were playing Queen's Castle. So I don't know, less than $10, almost $5 seems like a deal right there for that one. Another Maleficent Biding Her Time. This card also just kind of coming down in price, less than $5 today. Lewis Links Gaming for $3.99 with $1.27 shipping, so around $5 for your Maleficent Biding Her Time. Doc Bold Knight, not coming down in price, kind of sticking around its $5 price range, not too bad. We have $3.95 with some extra shipping costs, so around $5 for our Doc Bold Knight, especially because we've been seeing this a lot in the Amethyst Steel decks, or just the Steel aggro decks that have been popping off lately, like that Brennan DeCandio Amber Steel deck as well, right? So moving this into the Dwarves Mind is also really good. So I feel like we need to respect the dock. There's only 7 listings actually for the cold foils left. $14.70 by Collector's Store is the lowest verified. Wow, $15 for cold foil docks. That's really cool to see. Speaking of dwarves and dwarves of mine, look at this. It's finally going up in price. Late October, less than $1 for the cold foil. Now today, $171 with $1.27 shipping. Around $3 for the cold foil 7 dwarves mine. And this is why I brought this up on that market watch about a week ago, because I knew this card it was going to go up. Like it's just such a good card. Love playing it in Amber Steel, by the way. So definitely go check out that deck list from B Candio. Really cool. And then I want to talk about Jafar Strike and Illusionist, because there was multiple Jafar Amethyst Steel decks that were doing very well this weekend. And Jafar's still cheap as heck, but there's like 400 listings, so that's why it's still really cheap. I don't expect this to really move up anytime soon. I really just wanted to talk about the fact that you can probably play Jafar Steel Wheel again this format. Combining it with the lamp is really cool, because now you have that Genie and Jafar, and the lamp will just generate extra value because you have both characters on board, right? But yeah, like I said, a lot of Jafar Steel decks doing very well this weekend. So this Jafar is still pretty cheap though, only $3.24 with $1.27 shipping if you want to pick up your Jafar today. Some sellers have multiples, like the Omega Gaming right there, $3.28, and cold foils for Jafar looking pretty cheap today, still less than $10, $6.99 by Omega Gaming, then $7.50 by Hot and Fresh Cards. So if you want to try out the Jafar Steel Wheel deck, the legendary for that card is still looking pretty cheap today. And before we call it a day, I just want to check up on some first chapter booster boxes, because, you know, we're all invested in the first chapter. I feel like there was a bunch of first chapter singles that were listed and have been listed on TCG Player. But look at this first chapter sealed product, though. Lowest verified is still $3.22. If we look at the recent sales data, there's a lot of sales that happen daily. Today alone, we're like at the end of Monday. It's like 6 o'clock where I'm at right now, and there's already been 5 sales today. Over the weekend, we had 4 sales yesterday. We had 4 sales on Saturday, and then we had had 3 sales on Friday. So the first chapter regularly moves on TCG Player, and that's just TCG Player because they sell on eBay too. And if we keep scrolling all the way to the bottom, you'll see the first listing of $340. So they're still selling for around 300, 320. You know what I mean? Again, we don't know if they're going to keep printing it. They haven't announced that or anything, but it's always good to see it go up in price, right? Because I'm very hopeful that they'll stop printing it at some point. And a quick little tidbit of news, I was told by my brother, shout out my brother, that a PSA 10 D23 Elsa promo sold this week on eBay for $7,000 through auctions. It was 115 bids in this auction right here, 7,000 USD for the D23 Elsa. This was one of the promos that was used to announce the official start of Lorcana. It was the official announcement of Lorcana to the public, and they gave out, the 6 D23 promos, blah blah blah. You need look up the lore. It's a really cool story of how they announced Lorcana, and these promo cards sell for a lot. These might be some of the most expensive Lorcana cards, aside from the golden Mickey and all that stuff. But yeah, $7,000, not too bad. I know it hasn't really sold too much higher than that, but it's good to see that there's still some sales movement there. And if you're an Enchanted collector, the PSA 10 Enchanted Elsa just recently sold for $13.50, best offer accepted. So that's not too terrible of a price, because I still remember when these were dipping for way less than that, right? So thanks again for watching. That is going to be all for the Monday weekly market watch. Remember, you can find Azurite C at your local game store. Support your local game stores. If you want to buy singles, you can find them on TCG Player as well. If you order sealed product from TCG Player, they're not going to get shipped till the 25th, which is the big box retailer date. So be sure to remember that. And if you like this content and you want to support the channel, like, comment, and subscribe, because it does support the channel. We really appreciate it. You can also buy our Goons t-shirts here that you see me and Dean Confam wearing over here for representing the Team Goons squad. So that's another way you can support the channel. We got Patreon and YouTube members. So thanks again for all the people who are supporting there. Be sure to stay tuned to Lorcana Goons for all your Lorcana news and meta trends as well. And check out our most recent video so you can see the deck lists that are doing well in tournaments, so you can make sure you're always kept up to date. And if you need sleeves for any of your cards, be sure to check out pristineprotectiontcg.com and use code GOONS10 to save 10% on your order. My name is Kevin. Stay tuned to Lorcana Goons, and we'll see you goons next time.